Greetings! This video is a quick review of how to check pricing on a product in Eclipse in several different ways. All right, here we go. So, from Solar, you're in the main menu, you go to Maintenance, you go to Product. You enter in a product and product maintenance. In this case, we are going to do a common Leviton product, 5320 CP. All right, there's your product record. In the record, you want to check the pricing, click here on pricing. Pretty damn simple, except it's confusing. Okay, so what Eclipse does is it keeps track of every time you change a price in the system. Um, so that's what these price sheets are. It won't even show you just the current price. It will show you every price that you currently had entered in the system for the product. There is a reason for that. Click on price sheet. All right, there are several different prices that the system is programmed to record. We're only using two of them, Perch, which is the purchasing price, Calc, which is our synthetic purchasing price, which is used for calculating the selling price on the product, and for commissions in our system anyway. So obviously the top one on the list is the most current, most active one. And that is how you check the purchasing and purchasing average price and that type of stuff. If you want to know the selling price, that's an entirely different thing. You have to actually go in a sales order to do that because the system does not record the selling price anywhere in it. It calculates it according to a formula uh, at the time that you do the sales order. So, for example, we will do a test sales order, the only way that you can check a selling price once again. So we go to orders, sales order entry. Okay, branch one, we're going to use our test customer, zcust, credit customer, new, okay. If this seems like a pain in the ass, you're paying attention. But as I said, selling price is not recorded anywhere in the system. It is calculated as you do an order. So if you want to know the pricing, the selling price, we'd have to enter in 5320 CP. All right. And that's going to tell you the selling price. Here's our calc cost that the price is based on. Here's the formula that it's using, unit price, price each. And that's how you figure it out. I think in this case, these things, yeah, they're sold per 100 apparently. So that's why the price is so high on that. Once again, that's the only way to get the selling price on a product is sales order entry. When you are done with a sales order entry to check pricing, and this should be in bid mode, not new order mode, so you don't accidentally create an order. When you're done with it, do not commit the order, cancel it. So we can, come on. So we can go ahead and X here, order status, cancel, yes, okay. So order is canceled. Now we can close it. Yes, delete the damned order. All right, if you need to know the purchasing price on a whole list of products, then you would have to run an Eclipse report. You can either generate one using the Eclipse reporting tool, which I'm sure none of you remember how to use, or in this case, we're going to show you a report that I already have created that I use for all this and a bunch of other product information, which we use all the time. Unfortunately, you have to be in eTerm in order to access it. So F1, mass load, IT prod, that's product file. All right, pick prod file 5. Okay, change the view so it makes more sense. To report writer, and now you can see the column headings. All right, so this report is going to give you every product that is in the Eclipse database, and it's going to give you a bunch of other information like its UPC, its catalog number, its description, keywords, price line, cell group, quantity, purchase price, calc price, average price. This is also the only place you'd get something like that. That's the cost averaging. So if you have 10 on the shelf and 3 of them were bought at 5 and 3 of them were bought at 12 and 3 of them were bought at 16, it's going to average them all out. You remember doing those things in grade school. Last PO cost. And that's whether this is in stock, 1, 2, or 3. 1 is a stock item, 2 is a non-stock item, 3 is I forget what. LPODT, last PO date, very, very important. How can you rely on these prices being current? Well, that depends on the date. If the last time you bought it was 2017 and it shows it's $74, that price probably isn't accurate anymore. On-hand balance all, that's going to tell you, do we have any in stock in any of the branches? Last sale date. So this gives you some idea of the activity of the product. All right, so one report that does a bunch of useful things. So in order to run an Eclipse report, you get into it and you do Alt R. Or if you want to not run it and send it to a printer, which I just screwed up and did, you do Alt H. Oops, sorry, can't do it from the cursor can't be on the top screen. It has to be down here in the body in order for it to work. So, okay, once again, in order to run the report, don't do Alt R and then Alt H to send it to the hold file, not print, because this thing would be 1,500 pages deep, and you don't want to send all that to a printer. So send it to the hold file. It usually takes a minute or two for the report to complete. The phantom will show you at the bottom when it is done. Okay, so the phantom is completed, as we can see. Product info, last PO date on blah blah blah, complete. Now we have to download it and run it through a script to get it in a form we can use. So F2 P Y, your hold file. Alt L, download. Go to temp. Name it something that you can find. Five, 2024, 12, 31. This has to have an extension on it or else it won't make any sense. All right, downloaded ASCII carriage return line feed with the headings. When the download has finally completed, hit enter. Now you can escape out of all of that. Now you have to run the program to convert the file. All right. In this case, we saved the raw file to the temp folder. This is what it looks like in raw format as plain text. Not very useful here. That's why we run it through a converter. All right, to run the converter, we know, put in Visual Studio Code. This particular one is the prod file 5's text to Excel converter, A3. Start debugging. Use last file path, which was temp. Okay, number 3 is the file selection we want, 1231. It'll click off. I think there's about 44,000 products. Yeah, I'm wrong, 34,000. And it writes, and it's complete. Now we don't need that anymore. Now we go back to our temp directory where all the magic happened, and we go look for our new file, which is that one. And here we see the final result. As you can see, the prod file gives us a wide variety of information, so it's useful for more things than just pricing, although it does have all the pricing information on it. This gives you a good snapshot on everything that is in the Eclipse product file. everything that's in Eclipse and some of its movement. So this is used in a lot of different places when we're trying to figure out information on products. Always keep in mind, pricing is one thing, but when was it purchased? When was it sold? What's the movement? Because that'll give you some ideas if this price is current or if it's stale. And once again, only averaging costs and cost information is stored in Eclipse, so it's the only thing you can run a report on. If you want the selling price, you either have to go and create a bid and sales order entry, or you have to know the formula. In our case, it's fairly simple. Everything in our system is priced calc cost times 2. So that completes how you get pricing out of the system one at a time or in a batch, how you get the costs, how you get the cost averages, how you get the selling price. Thank you for your time and attention.